Okay, we've got a very special show coming up for you today. I'm Fiona Forbes.
And I'm Michael Eckford, and today we are visiting the Shaw Ocean Discovery Center in gorgeous Sidney, British Columbia. And they told us to come down to the Satellite Fish Market. I see the building right there, and then another 100 feet and you're right there. So
I think we're supposed to go that way.
My assumption is this way. You go whichever way you want.
Okay, well, you go that way. I'm going to go to the Ocean Discovery Center over here.
Today on Urban Rush, the Shaw Ocean Discovery Center.
So this is the Salish Sea, the great drainage basin of the whole Georgia Basin, Seattle, Vancouver, Victoria, Sidney, the open ocean, and the great Strait of Georgia, the Salish Sea.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in for an exciting day. We are at the Shaw Ocean Discovery Center.
Yes, we are joined by Executive Director and Tour Guide for us today, the lucky fella, Angus Matthews. How are you, Angus?
Hey, Mike and Fiona, welcome to Sydney. It's great to have you guys here.
Thanks for inviting us. So what can we expect inside, Angus?
Well, we wanted to create a place that would create a whole new relationship between the ocean that surrounds and defines this island and our community. So the Shaw Ocean Discovery Center is all about the Salish Sea. So we're going to get your hands wet, we're going to get you up close and personal, and you're going to really be introduced to an amazing chunk of ocean.
I know a lot of people watching right now will be Salish Sea. I haven't heard that before. Maybe give us a little bit of background on that.
Well, there's a great ecological reason to call it the Salish Sea. This is an ecosystem that's really defined by the Georgia Basin. So it takes all the way from Comox, all the way down to the bottom of Puget Sound, and all the way out to Race Rocks. So it's an area that all the waters from the great rivers, the Fraser being the biggest, drain into this basin. And as an ecological unit, it is absolutely breathtaking. So it's a great ecological identifier, and of course it shows respect to First Nations as well.
Which is so important, and it's so important to understand the history and understand the connection that we need to respect with us and what's in the ocean.
And you know, Fiona, how did we get disconnected from this ocean? We really need to be very closely connected. You're going to learn today just how important the ocean is to everything you do.
Nice. Well, and you guys are also using this as an opportunity not only to bridge that divide between people and the ocean, but also between communities as well. And there's been a lot of Aboriginal input in this, First Nations input from the people that have lived in this area for tens of thousands of years.
You know, we look at early knowledge, we dismiss it sometimes as traditional knowledge, and it's somehow quaint, but really this is the story of a 10,000-year relationship with this ecosystem. People have had an impact, good and bad, on this ecosystem throughout that entire time. So what the Shaw Ocean Discovery Center is about is really understanding and exploring that relationship. And you know, when people leave, we ask them to make a promise to the ocean, because there's little things each of us can do, and we hope everyone makes a promise to the ocean.
And you can see that wall,
makes it
the
a
kids
better
write
place.
down their promises.
We've got 8,000 promises. Here we go.
Prepare to submerge. Destination, Salish Sea.
This is an amazing community project. The space that we're in, not just this, but the whole space you're going to see is owned by the town of Sidney, and they gave it to us for free. And the other great thing is the community got behind it, and we raised $5 million to create the center. And Shaw is actually our biggest donor, so it's a wonderful community partnership, and we're so proud of it. So hey, look, it's the Salish Sea.
How deep are we right now?
Very.
Very good.
What do you try and get across to the kids? I mean, what are some of the messages that you guys are really trying to pass along to especially the younger generation?
The biggest message that we're trying to get across is that this is all in their backyard, and we do have this wonderful ocean right here. It's not just tropical coral reefs.
There's a lot going on under the water here.
There is a lot going on. I want you guys to hold your breath for a minute. So, you ever wonder where that next breath is going to come from? Okay, go ahead.
Right now, yeah.
All right, every second breath we take comes from the plants in the ocean. They are so vital, and then they're also the start of the food chain.
Yeah.
And so without them, if something goes wrong with ocean chemistry or temperature change in the ocean and something affects the phytoplankton,
we won't
then
have the next
everything. We won't have that next breath, most importantly, but we also won't have a lot of food to eat.
plankton hunting.
Yeah, we are, and we have a couple of plankton hunting experts. If there is such a thing. Paula and Mike, hey you guys, how's it going?
Guys.
Thanks for bringing us out here. Mike, what are we doing?
We're going to be, first off, we're going to be looking for zooplankton. So that's like tiny little shrimp and crabs, possibly octopus larvae.
So that's a little living animal, guys?
Yeah, that's all the little big animal guys.
Animals and plants that drift with the currents.
Okay.
Anything that drifts with the currents will be considered plankton, and most animals in the ocean will actually have a life stage where they are part of the plankton. So all the fish and octopus will have a larval stage that swims around and floats in the water.
Would these be good eaten for a lot of things in the ocean when you're plankton?
For things like whales and some fish and jellyfish, yeah, definitely good eating for us.
Well, I'm kind of
Not so
hungry,
much.
so let's throw these nets over.
Mike, is there a chance that we will catch a whale when we throw this over, just if they're feeding down there?
Probably not.
Might get pulled over.
And what is the difference between plankton and phytoplankton?
Good question. Good question.
Good one. Plankton are all the drifters, and there's zooplankton, which are the animals, and phytoplankton, which are the plants.
What does that tell us about sort of what's going on in the water?
Basically, the higher levels of plankton, the healthier our ocean is.
Okay.
So if we're having, quite often our Pacific Northwest waters are the most nutrient-enriched waters in the ocean. So we have quite the plankton blooms up here.
And in different seasons, will you get different kind of plankton,
Yeah.
like depending on what's blooming?
Yeah, you definitely will. The more sunlight, the more plankton you get. Phytoplankton are primary producers, so if there's a lot of sunlight, there's a lot of phytoplankton in the water.
Was November like the worst plankton month ever?
More or less.
There was no sunshine.
Definitely, and the amount of rain that we've had lately will also affect how much plankton we get. There's a lot of fresh water right at the surface right now, so most of the plankton will go a little bit farther down and they won't survive as long, so we might not get as much.
So when you're scuba diving or when you see footage underwater and it's kind of murky sometimes, is some of that plankton or is some of it just silt that's been brought up from
The
bottom?
majority is plankton, unless there's somebody kicking up silt.
Or a whale?
Yes, a whale.
So in general, the winter months are the better months around here for scuba diving because the water clarity is generally
It's
a lot brighter.
So are we going to be able to see it? Like when we pull it up, will we see all the plankton?
Yes, we will, hopefully.
Excited.
It'll be a little while, so just give me a sec.
You want to take turns?
Sure, if you want to haul.
Yeah, get
Just
them
do
in
it
there.
nice and
Put 'em to
slow.
work. Good work.
Where are those
So you
little
can slow
buggers?
it down.
Going too fast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike, it's
Just a
not a
little.
race.
My first catch of the day.
So try to pull it away from the boat a little bit
Okay.
and bring it up.